Think back to what you were feeling at this time yesterday, because it is Monday at 3:15, and I'm wondering, how did you feel on Sunday at 3:15? Because apparently research shows, and has shown for a very long time, that there's an issue with relation to, sorry, I'm just covering up some stuff on my screen, with relation to the Sunday Scaries. And turns out like 80% of professionals get the Sunday Scaries. And I'm like, oh, this can't happen. This is not how we're meant to live our lives. Like, as the author of the book, Take Back Your Weekends, to hear that 80% of professionals are losing, like, what is that? Like, if you take Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, but you're losing like a third of your nights of enjoyment to the Sunday Scaries, I feel like that sucks, and we got to change that. We've got to fix that. So I am going to just riff a little bit on this topic. And, it's not that it's surprising to me. I actually remember when I grew up, my uncle, who's a successful businessman, he's retired now, but he literally wouldn't, nobody in the family was allowed to call after, I think it was 4 o'clock on Sunday afternoon, because it was like he was so anxious and so stressed about the work week and everything that was going to be happening. He couldn't handle it. Like, if the phone rang, it meant that there was a problem. And I have other entrepreneurs in my life who are very much the same way. Now, I, as a business owner who has lots of things I could be stressing over, like a lot, choose not to. And I'm going to try to let you in a little bit on my philosophy, and I hope it's going to help you with your Sunday Scaries. Now, for those of you who don't know what Sunday Scaries are, they are essentially anxiety that starts brewing sometime in the afternoon and well into the evening on Sunday nights that have you dreading the week. And so the first question I have to ask is, how bad is the week that you dread it? Like, that's a problem. And if you are feeling that stress, so we got to look, because it could be one of two things. You just have so much going on and so many, you feel like you're often like punching the bags, and like there's just always, stuff coming at you, and you've got to deal, and you're getting caught up emotionally in that reality. And so that's what you're, concerned about. Or you think you're in over your head maybe, and you're not sure or trusting yourself to deal with things as they come. Or you legitimately do not like your work or the people whom you work with. Or sorry, to be grammatically correct, the people with whom you work. How is that for a grammatical catch? So I'd ask that first question. Like, what is it that you're dreading? And if you've been following me at all, I believe in leaning into the emotions. So if you're feeling anxious, I'm going to not try to get you to suppress that and do a gotta go technique and just let it go. I want you to dive into it and be like, okay, where am I feeling this anxiety? What is it saying to me? What is showing up for me that, oh, somebody is calling me. I'll be reminded. I have this one off, but I can tell my other one is ringing. My iPad is ringing in the other room. Okay. So leaning into the anxiety, what is it telling you? And figuring out, is it that you dread your work, or is it that you aren't trusting yourself to deal with what you can do in the week? Are there contentious issues going on? Here's the thing. I've talked with business owners who've been really scared about things like cash flow and payroll and, there's just a million different things that could go wrong in business, right? And if you allow your Sunday night to, God, the phones are really ringing, aren't they? If you allow your Sunday night to be robbed by problems that are going to happen during the week, it's not going to change that the problems are going to happen during the week. The only thing that's going to change is now you've lost your Sunday night of enjoyment by feeling this sense of anxiety and buying into the Sunday scaries. Which brings me to my next point. You can stop talking about the Sunday scaries. I mean, I see it on social media, people pushing things out and saying, oh, here come the Sunday scaries. And I know it's sort of, I'm a little bit late on the train. I'm like, what? Why are people saying that? I don't even get it. And yet it's the kind of thing I talk about. Like, I mean, my God, my book is called Take Back Your Weekends. And I mean the whole weekend, right? So if Sunday night you're not working, then like we've got to be able to turn that off. So we've already leaned into the anxiety. We're identifying what is the cause of it. How do you deal with it though? So we've got to mitigate the risk of getting the Sunday scaries. And the only ways I can think to do that are, number one, how you end your week is the same as how you will start your week. Thank you, Karen. Oh, Karen, I have an email for you. I can't wait to send it to you too. So anyway, I digress. Here's the thing. So what I was saying, so how you end your week is how you're going to start your week. So if you're someone who gets really anxious in the morning or in the evening on Sunday, I want you to look at how you're ending your Friday. Let's start there. And can you put in 15 minutes or 20 minutes to plot out next week's plan? Putting in all of your fire time contingency planning, and if that's a whole other topic about planning your blocks. Like sometimes people build out their work blocks. I'm going to work on this and I'm going to work on this and I'm going to work on this, and they didn't leave any room for the reality of life. So we want to build that in. So Friday, doing all the jobs, like what is going to go into your task circle? What are the things that you need to get done next week? And when are you going to do them? And how are you going to allow yourself enough space to deal with the typical stuff that is happening during the week? Okay. So we start there by closing out our Friday the way it needs to be closed. Because then if we have a really good handle on how we're going to approach the next week, we don't actually emotionally need to be attached to it on a Sunday night for the Sunday scaries. Okay. Now we've got to look at how you're approaching your work week. And if you've read my book already, I'll just point to it like so, then my philosophy is to take back your weekends. You only have 3 options. If you have so much work that it needs to be done, right, and you're working on the weekends to get caught up, then we can only work longer hours during the week. Not a good idea. We can stop doing so much. Okay, like if you have, this is your work week and it's overflowing, it only makes sense that we can dial that back a bit and free up some capacity. Okay, but my real benchmark of my methodology is that we need to shift how we're working when we're working. And we need to remove all of the stuff that causes and sucks the capacity out of our day and causes us the destructive stress. So this is anything that takes you away from your optimal performance. Because here's what I know to be true for me, and this has worked for my clients, is that if you absolutely rock it during the week, if you absolutely just get everything you need to get done, you feel a sense of control, you've put out the fires that get raised, and you feel like you got your priorities done, then you can emotionally, that's when you can get your weekends back. But if you feel that your days got away on you, you were busy, but didn't really get anything accomplished. If you feel like you are, just surviving, or, you're on this hamster wheel, you're going to take that into the weekend. It's going to be so hard to effectively release the work week because part of you knows that you didn't do a good enough job during the week. that you were getting pulled in a million different directions and didn't have that sense of calm and control and peace and the things that just make us love our work. Because if you love your work, Sunday Scaries should be like Sunday, I gotta come up with a new word. Sunday, like, woohoos! That's not the word we're gonna stick with, okay? I'll come up with something better. Because like on Sunday night, what I want for you and what I feel is, oh my gosh, it's Monday tomorrow. I get to do this again. Like anything less than that, and you're giving your life away to destructive stress. And that sucks. That's building you up for a life of ultimately regret and not enjoying it. So looking at how you end your week, looking at how you're actually dealing with your week. Are you in flow? Are you getting the work that needs to get done? Are you getting pulled in a million directions? And that's why it's not working for you. You're getting stressed. And the other piece that I think is so important is about worrying. Because I think a lot of this anxiety is a worry sensation, right? It's, I don't know if I can get through everything that needs to get done this week. I don't know if I can do it all. What about this? What if this meeting goes wrong? What if this deal falls through? Like all of these hypotheticals. And like worry is a down payment on a problem you may never have. And it is absolutely wasted energy that sucks joy and peace and love of this moment out of your reality. And so if it's worry that you aren't going to be able to do the things you need to do when you get to work and the week is going to be a really big week. By the way, every week's a really big week. That's how it is in our lives. I'm going to challenge you to trust yourself. Trust yourself that when something comes up, you will be able to get it done. And so if we were to play through this really quickly, and let's just use the topic of worry, because my whole premise, like my actual program, is rooted in the 3S. That's what people have been calling it online. Problem-solving framework. Situational awareness, self-awareness, solution activation. And so when I start to feel like I'm worrying about something, I immediately, like, I've been doing this for a lot of years, so I tend to like interrupt it really quickly. So it's not really something I have to work through anymore. I just know, no, you know what? Trust yourself. You're going to deal with it when you need to deal with it, and that's it. But if we were to unpack this, so let's say your Sunday Scaries, and we're talking about the worry, the anxiety, and we're going to apply this framework. Situational awareness is I want you to get really clear about what is causing you this thing. Like what element of your work week is making you feel like you need to have this level of anxiety. And the reason this is really important is because if we're not clear and we just meld it all together, what ends up happening is you're going to you may have the sensation of it's too overwhelming. I can't deal with it. It's not going to be able to be fixed. And yet, if you went pen to paper and you said to me, okay, the reason I'm feeling anxious is because I have this sales meeting on Thursday that I'm really, really, really want the gig. Second reason I'm feeling anxious is because this client is upset about this and I got to deal with this. And another reason I'm feeling anxious is because this employee is, on thin ice and I may have to do a review. Okay. So let's just take those three things. First thing. Okay. So now we want to get really clear because then we can deal with each one of those individually. And we can look into the self-awareness. Okay. How am I reacting to the situation? And potentially, how am I making it harder to deal with? Yeah. Oh, Lori, this is cool. She's just written in the notes. Your tasks, obstacles, and adversities chapter helped me to get clear on where emotion belongs and reinforce a trust in myself that I can do this. Yay! That's awesome. That's my goal. Is that's exactly what we're talking about, right? Because if we're giving our emotional contribution to things that don't deserve it, then we're allowing these issues in our lives to define us and suck away our capacity to joy and happiness and peace, etc. So if we were to take this framework and say, okay, so that would be the next piece of going task, obstacle, adversity of each of those things and none of them are in adversity, and adversities are really the only thing that deserve our full emotional attention. Okay, those are the things that we like, bring it on, feel the feels, go deep into it, etc. Obstacles, we need a clear head to emotionally disconnect from them so that we can solve them objectively. And tasks require zero emotion. They're just things that have to get done. And so, not that we don't care, I don't mean emotion like that. I mean, like, we don't have to, dramatize the need to do a task. Okay. So, this is situational awareness. I went back there. Self-awareness is I want you to get really clear on how am I responding and potentially how am I making this harder. So if we go back to those examples, I don't even know what I was saying, but like we have, let's use the one about, the difficult employee. Okay. And some would say, well, of course you're going to be scared about that. You're going to be emotional about that. You're going to feel bad about that. And it's not going to change. You having that emotion on Sunday night is not going to change how the meeting goes on Wednesday afternoon. And this is emotional discipline where we take the emotion, we feel them, we analyze them to the point where we can go, that's not really relevant or serving me in this moment. So also when we identify our emotions, we can then release them, which is kind of cool too. But anyway, I digress. So self-awareness for that. So actually building it out and just going, okay, then solution activation. Have I got everything in place? Have I given this person enough warnings? Have I done everything? Yes, 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 yes. And then release it. Right? So I'm just making up an example. It's a lot easier if I had somebody on who I was coaching. And yeah, that would be good because then I could work through an actual thing instead of these fictitious ideas I come up with. Okay. So I don't know if this is the end of my notes. I don't think it is. I had some other pieces. Okay. How you close your week, influence how you start your week. We did that. Lean into the anxiety. What are you actually feeling? What is the situational awareness? What are the tasks? What are the obstacles? What are the adversities that are causing you this concern for the week? And most times in business, we just have obstacles. If we had adversities, we would be out of business. That's an adversity in business. Okay. Get very clear about what it is. And when you put it down on paper, and that's my hope. Like if you're feeling the anxiety, I don't want you to feel it for 6 hours on Sunday night. I want you to go, oh my gosh, I'm feeling that, Sunday scaries. I want to flip that around. I'm going to spend 10 minutes. I'm going to write everything down that's really, truly causing me concern. I'm going to look at my self-awareness. I'm going to trust myself. I'm going to put in a few solutions that may be able to help mitigate that in the week. And I'm going to move on with my night. Like it'd be better to spend a half an hour strategizing your Sunday scaries on Sunday night and enjoying the rest of the night versus having it as like a lingering feeling throughout. Okay. At least that's what I found to be the case. And, having something that's fun, like I think sometimes we think our weekend is kind of done by Sunday night. And it's really not. That's still our time to be off and enjoying away from work. If you're feeling anything less than excited, then I'm going to encourage you to really dive into my book because all of this is in there, but very logically done. My mom always watches these and says, Allison, you just go to a million different topics, a million different ways. And I'm like, yes, I do. And hopefully every person gets a little bit of something out of each one of them and can follow along. But it's partly how my brain works. And these are just riffs, right? Like that's the intention of the live lift ups each day. So plan something fun for your Sunday nights. Maybe it's your spa night, a hot bath or a movie night or an outing with a friend or some sort of an exercise, something that will keep your mind off of work. And if it's underneath, I'm saying that and I'm pausing because I don't believe in deflecting. I don't believe in just pretending the anxiety isn't there by covering it up. So I don't mean that. But doing the work and then going out for dinner with your friends and enjoying and basking in it and treating it like it's a Saturday night. And then the thing that is off in the distance, which is Monday morning, if you've set it up right on Friday morning or Friday afternoon, or if you don't have time to do that, show up to work a half an hour early and just plan out your entire week on Monday morning. Make that your ritual. Like I love doing that, sitting down and figuring out, what's going to go where and, plotting out my week. I love it. And so exciting. And I think so much is just learning to live in the present moment, being right here in this moment. And when you live there, then you don't spend your life worrying about what's going to happen in days to come. So I hope that helps. Do better during the week. Be less emotional about the tasks and obstacles. I mean, easy to say in summary, and there's more to it, obviously. That's part of the whole formula that I teach. And trust yourself. Trust yourself. You'll be fine. Take back those Sunday scaries. What are we going to call it? Not Sunday scaries. Yeah, and then the other thing is like when you buy into this stuff, you just reinforce, right? Oh, the Sunday scaries are coming. Well, then what do you think your brain's going to go? Oh, Sunday scaries are coming. Oh, look at me. I'm feeling anxious on Sunday night. Yeah. Well, how about we stop saying the Sunday scaries are coming and how about we say Sunday night is going to be awesome. So much fun. I love it. And I can't wait for my work week. And if you're really, really, really that unhappy in your work week, maybe you need me to be your coach because I can help you clear that stuff up. Yeah, there we go. And at the very least, read my book or my online program. It will help. Okay, wonderful people. Thank you so much for being here. And I hope you got something out of this. Please share it if it's helpful. If you know somebody who says, I got the Sunday scaries, then I'm going to encourage you to send them this video. And that'd be great. Okay, have the best day. I will see you tomorrow. And I'm not sure what we're going to talk about yet tomorrow. I think it might be reintegrating in. Are you having any anxiety about reintegrating into society? That may be our topic tomorrow, folks. Okay.